Welcome back. It's been a little bit since we had an update from the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library, and a lot has happened since they've been here last. Hillary Miller is joining us once again to tell us all about it. Good to see you, Hillary.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, always a pleasure to talk about our neighbors right next door here, the main branch anyway, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's a pretty short distance to walk, although pretty nice on a wonderful day like today.
Exactly, yeah, sure. As I mentioned, a lot has happened since last year here. I think it was in the springtime.
Yes, I was here back in April, I believe, and at that point we had announced that the bookstore would be moving.
Yes.
Well, it has happened.
Yes.
And I know that you have covered it here.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been pretty exciting for the Friends of the Library to have our bookstore move to a new location. The opening and ribbon cutting was back in early September. So for anybody who hasn't been there yet, we have moved the library, or the bookstore from the back of the library right up front in the atrium. So it's very easily accessible, it's visible, and very welcoming.
Yeah, super visible. Have you found a lot of folks that are finding it for the first time?
I believe so. Yeah, we've had a good bit of traffic in there. It's just such a convenient location, so it's much easier. And again, I think more welcoming too. We had some wonderful graphics made. Really, the library helped us with those, have those graphics made that have welcoming messages in multiple languages, really reflecting that diversity of Quincy and welcoming everybody in.
Yeah, very good. So you, I mean, literally have moved around the corner. You were in the old children's room.
Yes.
Off Spear Street, the back.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a bigger space, I'm guessing, a brighter space, and certainly more visible.
Yeah, much more visible, and again, easier to access there. And really, what's nice is that sometimes we can, bleed out into the atrium there, really take over some of that space in terms of having donation bins available at all times, and even being able to put some sales materials out there too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it used to be the cafe, right? For folks who are wondering where it was.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The cafe. So kind of reconfigured in a new way for a new use.
Yeah, but it's also set up nicely. You can get your books at the bookstore, and there's tables and chairs set up right there in the atrium if you want to read it right away, right?
Yeah, exactly. The library really becomes even more of a destination than it was before, somewhere where you can spend hours and hours and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. So what can we find in the new location for the bookstore, Hillary?
Oh, we have a little bit of everything still, anything from your classics to children's books to DVDs. Our bookstore committee, those folks are absolutely wonderful with really going through all of our donations and also curating selections for upcoming holidays, for different events we have going on, just things going on in the community. So really you can always find something new there in the bookstore. So if you have something in mind, like in the spring you're thinking about gardening, we'll get some gardening books out for you.
Yes, yeah, well, I mean, it really is, when you walk in, it's set up just like a professional, quote-unquote, chain type big bookstore. Yeah, you get the same feeling.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about what's in there, you can always ask our wonderful staff that we have.
Speaking of, do you need help at the bookstore, Hillary?
Oh, we could always use help.
Okay.
One of the good things is that we are expanding our hours, so this takes a lot of volunteers. This is a completely volunteer-run endeavor, so it takes volunteers to be able to have the bookstore open for all those hours, and not just being there out in the public, working there in the store. It also involves going through all the donations we receive for books and sorting them, and really, again, curating those collections, thinking about what's coming up. Maybe people are going to be doing a lot of cooking, or maybe decluttering in the new year, so thinking about what books will be helpful to them. So it's a big undertaking, and we appreciate any volunteer support. There is information on our website for anybody interested in volunteering, how to get in touch with us.
Who can be a volunteer at the bookstore?
Really, just about anybody can be a volunteer. Yes, we welcome everybody. I believe if you are, a minor, you need to have somebody with you.
Oh, sure.
Although we do sometimes offer opportunities for kids to come in and volunteer as well. Really trying to find, especially teenagers, to find different ways to engage them.
Okay, yeah, you've got a whole section for young adults and children.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. which is nice. So they can probably help with that, I'm guessing. In terms of donations, how do folks do that, and what are the parameters for making a donation to the bookstore?
Yeah, wonderful question.
Yeah.
So really the donations can be accepted at bins that have been moved into the atrium, really anytime the library is open.
Oh, okay.
And those, if you think about, if you have gently used books or DVDs, those types of materials at home, again, gently used, but bring those in. So if you are thinking about, I know this is hard for me getting rid of books, just thinking about somebody who might use them and
Yes.
find a new home for those books.
Okay.
And this is a great way to really support your library and maybe clean up some space in your house as well.
Yeah. So is it any kind of books? I mean, is it paperbacks? Is it coffee table books, research books?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Textbooks, those sorts of things are a little bit harder for us.
Well, they
I would have
get
to check
outdated
and
pretty
see
quickly.
exactly.
Yeah.
But coffee table books are especially great, especially this time of the year when people are thinking about gift options for the holidays. So really anything that you have, even if you think it might be kind of specialized, it doesn't hurt to maybe give us a call or send us an email and ask if that's what we take.
Okay. All right. Very good. And DVDs are still a thing, huh?
They are.
Okay. All right.
They are.
So you can still find them there, and you'll still take them. I'm sure a lot of folks have, shelves and shelves of them that they don't know
certainly.
what to do with anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. You mentioned a teen space. There's a new teen room at the main library.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Yes.
The teens have had different spaces in the library for a number of years, but this is the first dedicated teen space, sort of a teens-only type of area for them. It's in the Coletti wing of the library. You may have noticed it outside, especially walking by at night. It really stands out now because there's a brand new paint color. The Teen Advisory Board picked out some new decor, and it really makes a difference. If you're even walking by the exterior of the library, you can see it. So that was opened back in September. They had a ribbon cutting for that as well. The Friends of the Library is happy to support the teen librarian in hosting a number of different programs for teens in that space there. And they get pretty busy after school.
Yeah, I would bet. So, I mean, just the fact that they have now a teen librarian and a teen advisory board is new, right?
Yes, that is. So they're really thinking about how to reach out to that segment of our community, how to embrace them, and whether that means some different programming, a space to hang out, or comfy chairs to relax in.
Right.
And we're able to provide that now.
Yeah. A lot of the things we've talked about have all been happening at the main branch, but the Friends support programs at all the branches, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we were friends to all of the branches of the library. And some of these programs are happening at various branches. Friends sponsor programs for adults, children, teens across all of our branches here in the Quincy community. So we can really make sure that we have that reach and provide those services.
Sure. I'm guessing the funds raised through the bookstore are your main source of funding for all the different programs that you sponsor.
It's certainly a big part of our funding. It's nice that we do make it easier now for folks to contribute to that, because I do want to mention we take cash and credit now in the bookstore. So those funds will then come into the Friends, so then we can allocate those out to the different programs. But that's not the only way that we bring money in to support these programs. Membership is also a major part of our fundraising every year.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How does one become a member, and what are the benefits?
Oh, there are many benefits. The main benefits is that you receive a special newsletter, a couple of times a year, the Friends of the Library newsletter with all sorts of wonderful updates from the library and different features. You also you get events, special event invitations. Also, that you are supporting your community library, supporting the community at large. So you can there's no value you can place on that. It's really something that we all treasure. How to become a member, though, we make it pretty easy. We try to give you some different options for joining. one of the ways is to go to our website, and that's just thomascranelibrary.org/friends. So you can go there and you will see information for joining the Friends of the Library. You can actually join online. There is a way to pay right on the website. Also on the website, though, there is a membership form that you can print out and mail it in with a check.
Okay.
And we have the address on the website as well.
Okay.
Where to send that.
Okay, it's pretty affordable, right? $10 or $15 per
Yeah,
family?
individual memberships start at $10.
Okay.
Family memberships or household memberships at $15.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
and then people can decide if they would like to provide additional support beyond that as well. We're always happy to
Of course.
yeah, have our friends who support us.
Sure. You can also, I think this is kind of nice, make a donation in honor or memory of someone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you can in memory or honor of a friend or loved one, which is really great thinking about it going into the holiday season. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you get if you're not buying something for them in our bookstore? What do you get the person who has everything? Make a donation in their honor
Right.
through the Friends of the Library.
Sure, absolutely. You mentioned that you'd fund some special programs like the After Hours event that was not too long ago, right?
Oh, that was just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's right. After hours events are twice a year,
Yeah.
and we just had one in October that was Halloween themed, and people dressed up. So that was really wonderful. We had a costume contest.
Including yourself.
I was dressed up, yes, yes, as we call it a generic storybook character. Yes, so.
Did you win a prize?
I did not.
Oh.
I thought for a little while we had it, but no. So no prizes for me this time. It was a pretty tight race.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who won? Do you remember?
It was actually one of my friends.
Oh,
so
okay.
another member of the community here out enjoying the evening.
Fun, fun. So let's talk a little bit about all of the museum passes that you can get from the Friends of the
So
Thomas Crane
many.
Library. So many, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we are so pleased to be able to offer these to the community through the library. Number of museum passes, and it's not just museums either. We have a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay.
So we have some general passes or children's museum passes like the Boston Children's Museum. We have some history museums as well. Thinking about the House of the Seven Gables. We also have some different, where it blends the line of science and history, like the New Bedford Whaling Museum, some art museum passes as well.
Yep.
Thinking about the Museum of Fine Arts as an example, and zoo passes.
Yes.
I know that those can be pretty popular as well
Yes.
at Franklin Park Zoo, Roger Williams Zoo. And what's nice is that just from those couple of examples I provided, you can really see it's not just places here in Quincy. We have a lot of wonderful institutions here in Quincy to support, but also thinking about what our community or what they like to do beyond the borders of Quincy. So thinking about how they can get out into the broader region
Yeah.
and supporting that. So those are available on the library website. They have a whole page dedicated to the museum and zoo passes.
Yeah, there's I think at least 30 of them I looked
Yeah,
at.
it's a pretty
this morning.
extensive
Yeah.
list. Yeah, so
this
you'll
time
probably
of
be able to
year,
find.
like the Plymouth Patuxent Museum, those are available as well. Folks want to go to visit that. The Gardner Museum in Boston. So yeah, there's a variety. So how does one get those passes?
So for many of these, you can sign up on the website
Okay.
to reserve them. That a lot of them are going to digital passes there.
Oh, okay.
There are some restrictions, so you may have to plan ahead a little bit for
Oh.
these in terms of you can only reserve up to 2 passes per month and only 1 pass a day. So it does, make it worthwhile to kind of think ahead,
Okay.
to see what you might like.
Yeah.
Especially as we get farther into the winter and February vacation week comes up, just to start thinking about what you might like to see and do. So you don't use up all of your time with the passes too early. That you want to make sure that you still have,
Yeah.
one of those reservations left.
Oh, how far ahead can you make a reservation?
I'm not 100%
Okay.
certain, but I think you can find that through the library website.
Okay, but you have to be a friend.
You do not.
Oh, you do not?
No, you do not have to be
I
a
didn't
friend.
know that. Okay.
We're just happy to support the program.
That's super. How many friends are there, Hillary, right now? Even just roughly?
Well, let's see. We are a growing organization. I mean, we're over a couple of hundred strong. Our mailing list is growing, by the day that we're able to reach, well over 500 people
Is
with
that
our
right?
with our communication. But we want more. We want more friends. We're really heading into our annual membership drive.
Okay.
So we're always happy to keep welcoming people into our circle.
Yeah, that's super. And again, anybody, no age limit to be a friend as well, right?
No, not really. Yeah, those household, the household memberships are really great for a family if there are children there that they can all help instill in children and these coming generations that love for the library and their community.
Yeah, I know in the past the Friends have funded things, very basic things like tables and chairs, or shelving, or carpeting, or lighting. Anything like that coming up in the future that you're aware of?
There are always requests that are coming through from the library,
Yes.
and we're happy to help out where we can. It's not just at the main
Okay.
again, just not at the main library. It's really throughout our entire system.
Sure.
So seeing what support we can provide that way.
So let's talk about the kind of the governmental structure of the Friends, if you can.
Sure.
It's a nonprofit 501c3 corporation, right?
Absolutely, which also means that any donations then are supporting 501c3 organizations. So thinking about that for your taxes.
They're tax deductible.
Tax deductible, yes.
So make it by the end of the year. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, get that in before the deadline
Right,
there.
right.
Although we're happy to have that support anytime.
Of course.
But yeah, 501c3 organization that works in partnership with the library.
Yes.
So we are not officially library staff
Right.
or anything like that.
Right.
So we work through supporting them. We do have a board of directors that oversees really the management of and the operations of the Friends. So we have over a dozen members on the board right now.
Okay.
Yes, and we have committees. We have committee work that we do. Our bookstore committee is a wonderfully visible committee that is part of the Friends.
Sure. Okay. Social media galore, right?
Exactly. Yes. It's a great way to find out about what we're doing, thinking about our extended library hours. We have, bookstore hours.
Yeah.
We have bookstore hours now 6 days a week, and we post regular reminders about them on our social media accounts. You
Okay.
can find us on Facebook and Instagram. You just have to look for Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library,
Okay.
and you'll be able to find us.
Okay. I guess mention the hours of the bookstore. I have them right in front of me, as a matter
Oh,
of fact.
how convenient.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 12:30 to 3:30. Tuesdays are 9:30 to 12:30. Thursdays are 5 to 8. Saturdays, 9:30 to 3:30. But these are all volunteer dependent, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So it takes a lot of people to be able to have those types of hours. We're
Yes.
really pleased to be able to do it because, as you read them off, we have mornings, we have afternoons, we have evenings
Right.
and weekends. So it takes a lot of people to bring that together to make that available for the community.
Yeah. So volunteer time if you're able, right?
Exactly.
Even 1 day a week might be helpful.
Yeah, even 1 day a month could be helpful.
Well, there you go. Okay. I think we hit everything. Anything else you want to let folks know about?
No, just that Friends sponsors a number of different events, that it's all available on the events calendar on the library
Oh, okay.
website. So I would definitely recommend that folks continue to check that out, see what we're up to, and see what the library is doing these days.
Absolutely. We'll have to get another update maybe after the first of the year, Hillary.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Thanks for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.